with the ChatGPT. So you learn how to use an existing theme and create a new theme with ChatGPT without programming knowledge, and I think it's very interesting. Yes, and Ronan is one of the best consultants and trainees in Matomo, and also the head of the Matomo camp. Without him, it's no Matomo can't exist. So for me, it's a pleasure to give him the word, and hope you enjoy the session.
Thank you, Thomas. Starting. Oops, trying to start my webcams, and yes, all good. I'm all set. Just gonna stop sharing my webcam. So thank you for the introduction, Thomas. So yes, the day how to create a theme plugin and how to extend it with ChatGPT. Why you should choose this conference? Well, I mean, they are all recorded, but why you should attend this conference in order to ask maybe questions afterwards. This conference will help you understand how to create a plugin. So to say, the easiest way to create a plugin within Matomo. And the easiest way to create a plugin within Matomo is by creating what we call a theme, because it doesn't require any coding experience, just some, let's say, logic, good taste. So I really think that's a way that anyone can contribute to the Matomo community. It will as well give you the possibility to add a new feature, which will be the possibility to have a Matomo with the look and feel of your organization, and that's what themes are about. There's a special gift for you if you're attending this conference, but it's as well for anyone who already took part to the LinkedIn group on about Matomo Camp. So if you use the following link, you can. Oops, I'm just gonna stop this. You have the possibility to follow a full course about for free about how to create a theme. I put this full course on udemy.com, which is a platform that I used over all the summer in order to produce some courses about Matomo. Those courses are, let's say, affordable. If I show you my screen, maybe we're going to see what do I mean by affordable. So if you go on Udemy, so I'm just going to do it now. If you go on udemy.com and that you look for Matomo, you will see that I produced over the summer lots of different courses at prices which are affordable, so let's say less than 20 euros. And the one that you can get for free is this one if you use the right coupon. And you get, if you click over here, a detailed explanation. It's including as well some exercises. It's including as well some videos in order to explain you how you can create a theme A to Zeta. About myself, let's say talking more about my experience and who I am. Let's say I describe myself more like a Matomo facilitator those days. So finding out who has the right expertise on Earth and putting people together so that they can solve their issues with Matomo. That's mostly what I'm doing. Over the summer, I wrote lots of books on Amazon that you can find. They have different level of quality. The one which are the best written with the French publishing edition. For the rest, I wrote a book named The Big Book about Matomo, which is 500 pages long and which is covering, let's say, all aspects of Matomo, themes included. But in addition to that, I as well, if I remember well, produce a book about theme that you can find on Amazon, which is nothing more than the same course that I'm offering you for free today. Okay, I'm not going to detail more here. So conferences objectives are you to be able to understand how you can create a theme within Matomo, how you can create your first theme. About the prerequisites in order to attend these conferences, I would say that anyone is, let's say, targeted by this audience, by this conference. But if you have some knowledge in terms of how to use a terminal, a shell, so to say Microsoft DOS for Windows or Unix for Mac or GNU Linux, is clearly a plus, so as how to be able to use CSS. Also to say understanding CSS. If you have no idea about what a shell is or what Unix console is or shell, you can just get an access to this course for free, which is really well done and explain you what a shell is about. So it's no big deal. It's just that it's kind of impressive the first time that we have never seen one. And even if you don't know how to use a shell, well, you can always find some workaround, but I will say that it's better to know how to use it. And if you have any questions, just post them on chat.matomocamp.org within the appropriate room, and it will be my pleasure to answer to those questions at the end of the conference. So let's get started with the conference. So it's no rocket science. Everything is listed within the official documentation of Matomo. It's just that sometimes if, let's say, if we are not reading closely what is written, we may sometimes have some misunderstanding and may not find the document, let's say, perfect. But that really depends on who is reading it. So I would say, if I read it, for example, and if it has been already 1 hour that I'm working on it, probably I will have a misunderstanding in reading the documentation because I'm starting to get tired when someone coming over and having a look at the screen will read something different. So I would say the documentation is good, but it definitely could be with additional resources of people reading it, applying it, and writing as well their own documentation. So to say, do not hesitate to write some tutorial on the internet because there are different ways to explain things to different people. So first of all, let's maybe introduce what we are talking about here. So a theme in Matomo is something that changes the look and feel of Matomo. In order to access a theme within Matomo, first of all, here I'm talking about on-premise installation. You have over here the list of all the plugins, and the themes belong to a special category. That's the one that you can. And in fact, I got the idea of getting interest into themes because the number of plugins that you have over here, you have about 100. If you click over here, you will just have 6 of them. So first of all, you may wonder, okay, how is it possible that there is only 6? Maybe it's complicated to do. And the answer is no. Actually, creating a theme is far easier than create a plugin. I just think that theme, as it's kind of belonging to a subcategory of plugins, people are not seeing it that much and don't know that, first of all, there are possibility to add some themes within Matomo. And second thing, the fact that it's easy to add, in fact, some themes within Matomo. I'm just going to show you as well what it looks like when you have an on-prem installation. So, for example, this is my own instance. If we, yeah, it works great. So you go over here, you go over there in plugins, so it's in French. And then you get a link in order to access to the theme. So I guess that's the reason why it's let's say it's not, I mean, not that many people are aware of themes possibility. It's like it's kind of an hidden thing. Okay, next big thing. So how to get started if you want to create a theme. So as previously said, a theme is nothing more than a plugin. So if you want to create a theme, you need first to know how to create a plugin. In order to create a plugin within Matomo, the first thing that you need to do is what they call the setting up. So this is common to all, let's say, software. If you want to create a plugin or an additional feature, you need to first set up what we call a development environment. Development environment means creating, let's say, a fake Matomo, or let's say a test Matomo environment, where, as its name stands for it, you can perform your test. Why don't you want to perform your test of creating a theme directly within your own instance of Matomo? Is like you're going to play with some files, which if you make a typo, it can definitely break your Matomo, and you definitely don't want this to happen, because it means losing some data for some days, maybe not be able to set up back your instance of Matomo. So as a good practice, always use a development environment. In order to set up your development environment, you need to follow carefully all the documentation which is listed here in order to be able to do it. I'm not going to do it within this conference, because that's not the purpose of the conference. And I'm just going to start my demonstration, let's say, at this given step, which is somehow the final step when you and, let's say, putting to life your test environment. So I'm gonna just show you my shell. Just for information, Thomas, can you confirm me that you can see my shell over here?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So this is what we call a shell or a terminal. So that's kind of a geeky place when you can access to your file and execute some specific program. Exactly the same thing as the user interface of your operating system, but in a more geeky, fast, visible, verbose way. Okay. So let's go into it. So I created my fake Matomo, let's say, so to say, which is located over here. And then I can launch my test Matomo with the following command. So that's just going to make my copy and paste. Blah, blah, blah. Oops. Oops. All good. So now I have my, let's say, local environment running when I can perform my different test. So as you can see, I already play a little bit with my temps, that's why it looks funny. Okay, so yeah, you can see it as well over here that it looks funny. Anyway, let's go back over here. So consider that this full documentation here has been done. So I'm over here right now. So it means that my working environment, my test environment has been done, and now I'm ready to create a new plugin. Okay, so in order to create a plugin, you can just perform this given line of code. I'm wondering if I cannot even take a shortcut by writing a theme. So just generate a theme, and I think after you name the blah blah blah. Okay, so I think I can take a shortcut here. So, oops, here I am. So in order to create either a plugin or a theme, what you need to do is that you need to interact with this given file, which is named the console, by executing lines of code. So this is what I'm doing here. I'm executing this line of code in order to say, hey, Matomo, I want to create a theme. So it's going to ask me for my password. And now I can enter a plugin name. Okay, sorry, I just came out of lunch, so I'm just going to go for something like this. Doesn't mean that I hit there, it's just that that's the name which came to my mind. With a letter is only allowed, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so just going to go like this. All good. Okay.
Ronan?
Yep.
Some Heinz. some hints. Can you maybe switch off your camera? It's some breaks in the data, and also the screen is bigger, so we can see what you type because I think it's too small for everybody. So it's
Is it better now?
Yes.
Far better? All good, Thomas?
Yes, now fine.
Yeah, okay. A temp plugin about a famous burger brand. Okay, so I guess you see the thing. The idea will be to create a theme about the Burger King brand. So let's go. Here you can leave the default number to 0, and that's it. So surprisingly, I already finished my work. I already created my first theme. How can I check that out? In fact, if you go, so this is the list of files which are within your Matomo server. So if I look at the plugin one, okay, oops, and here it's carrying the name directly. So if I go for, okay, okay, and that's it. So what do I have over here? You have the list of the different files which are composing my Burger King themes. At this given step, what do I have is that the plugin is created, but is not yet enabled. That's typically what is explained. If you go back over here within the documentation, is that the next big thing, if you would like to see the feature in itself, you need to activate it. There are different ways to activate it, either through the command line or either through the user interface. For the sake of this example, I'm just going to do it through the user interface so that it stays accessible for everyone. So I created my theme, so it's available over here within the list of plugins. So I'm just waiting a little bit for my server to deal with it. So you have a lot of error messages because I'm playing a lot with my test environment in Matomo. So I'm writing a lot of tutorial on the internet. That's the reason why we're seeing all those different messages. Okay, then you click here on Manage Theme. And we are going to have our gorgeous theme, which is we say Burger King, so that's a B, which is over here. Okay, so if you would like to see it in action and see what it looks like, you just need to click on Activate, and you're going to see how gorgeous it's going to be. Okay, perfect. So here it's activated, and now if I go on dashboard. Okay, so currently this is, yeah, I know why it looks like this way. Oops, it's not 100% what you should have, because the reason is that I installed another plugin that I shouldn't have shown to you right now. Oops, I'm just gonna go over here back. Yes, I should have deactivated the plugin name code injector, which is over here. I'm going to talk about code injector later on, but it was adding an extra layer of CSS. Okay, it is. So this is my gorgeous theme, Burger King. This name is not from me. In fact, these are the default generated files made by the special command line that I show you, which is the Morpheus theme. Okay, so what I'm trying to say over here is that what you are seeing in terms of blue and icy blue colors are nothing more than the results of the files which are located by default over here in style sheets, and which are as well located within the PHP file, which should be, I guess, burgerking.php. So let's have a look at it. If I just look at the PHP file, this is where I get, in fact, as you can see here, that's the Verdana font sans serif. I don't have any additional PHP variable here, which means that it's mostly relying on the style sheets file. So let's have a look at it. So I'm gonna do like maybe something like this. Okay. So Thomas, can you confirm me that you can see properly my file over here?
Yes.
Okay, great. So this is my file with the different colors. So if we can get already kind of inspiration of help from our friend ChatGPT. Hey, can you comment those lines so that I can know the colors from a human perspective? I don't know if I'm self-explanatory here, but the idea is that okay, so this is not at all explanatory. Okay, so no, I want you to put as comments the name of the color so that a human can understand it. Okay, so that's it. So as you can see here, ChatGPT, when the command is proper, when the prompt is properly written, is clearly telling me what those hexadecimal color are about. I'm doing this because in my case, I don't know at all the hexadecimal color. My brain is not efficient enough in order to explain what those colors are. So I really like the way that it's written like this, because I can at least understand what's going on. Okay, we have it. So now we understand why our theme has some colors of blue over here, blue over here, blue over there. And now, let's say white, black over here. Now the idea is, of course, to start to use ChatGPT in order to already make some improvement. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, so let's imagine that I'm working for Burger King, and I would like this file to reflect the colors of my company. Please provide me with a new file. And let's see, I never tested it, but let's see how it goes. So seems that it didn't change this. Burger King orange, light gray, Burger King blue, white. I have no idea what are the colors of Burger King. That was just because I was thinking of it, but okay, it's orange for sure. I cannot see any blue at all. So that's the problem with ChatGPT. Sometimes it's Burger King blue. It's a Burger King brown, white, blue, red. Okay, I think it is not using the red as I would have expected, but okay, anyway, I guess you see the point. So let's copy it. Let's go over here and let's change this. So far, I'm not describing what is below. Below is a huge comment about those additional colors that you can tailor. So far, I'm just dealing with this part over here. Okay, let's see how it goes. So if I'm lucky, it should be applied straight away. If I'm not lucky, I will need to clear my cache. That's super important, and it can make you crazy when you create some time. Sometimes is that you make some changes, but as Matomo gets some cache, it can get those information in cache. So you need to clear your cache and delete as well the temporary file which are within the Matomo folders and which are located. Oops, hold on. I should be able to show you this. Oops, 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 and oops. So over here, the temporary file are located in this TMP folder, and trust me, it can really make you berserk when it's not working. So let's refresh the page. So, oops, sorry. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Here, as you can see, some changes have been performed, so it's able to communicate properly with the let's say with the style sheets. However, what I can already see is that let's say the main color of the burger is not showing up over here. So hereafter, it's up to you to in fact edit the file accordingly. So I guess that in our case, that was the theme color brown, which I think is kind of specific because that's the one which is appearing on the login page. Exactly. I think that's the one. Okay. So as you can see here, I'm already getting a theme which is kind of strange for Burger King. I would have expected something which is far more made of those colors. But definitely, as you saw, we made some interesting changes, and the theme look already kind of nice. We can of course extend all those possibilities by deleting, let's say, those comments and ask to ChatGPT to continue his work. So that's what I'm going to do. So what are all those additional possibilities offered? So some of them are overlapping. I think color brown was over here. So this one is overlapping. Brand contrast is an additional one. Color widget title text. Color widget title text as well overlapping here. But some of them over here, but it's no big deal for the rest. So I can go over here, take those, and ask him to finish his work about adapting those. Okay, keep on adapting on this file too. Okay, so unfortunately is doing far more than what I expected. So I'm just gonna, it was starting at title background, color brown. So I had this one, color brown. Okay. I'm gonna take all of this, go over here and change those. So as you can see, this no rocket science is just updating, let's say, kind of a CSS file. It's what we call a temp file, but it's a less file, but it's kind of the same thing as and do I have some data to show? No, I don't have any data to show, but as you can see, it looks okay, let's say, and so to say, pretty nice. So this is not finished over here. You can in fact extend the offered by the themes by, for example, making some fancy corners over here. Let's imagine, for example, that you would like to get some rounded frame. That's as well something that you can do with the theme creation. This is kind of a nightmare to change those small icons, so I strongly recommend you to not change them for now. It's kind of complicated. It's not directly linked with the theme. It's linked with the main files of Matomo. And so how can we adapt those different corners? This is what I'm explaining within within my my course over here. So you get the less file, and you can, with your less file, come and adapt different things. So we're gonna just go for width. Just gonna take, I would like to take the rounded corner 10. Okay, I wanted to copy and paste the rounded corner shape, and I don't remember how I did. Okay, no worries. I will move to the next part of the themes presentation. That's kind of summarized over here, but you get as well the course that I give you if you would like to extend and play a little bit more with it. So this is what I was talking about icons override. So it's kind of to do. It's not something that you can bundle like this within your theme. And this is what they're here. Possibility for you to add additional things in order to be able to play on the shape of the squares and other things. So here you get the list of all the different additional, let's say, variable that you can add within your theme file in order to act on some other colors and other things. What I would like to show you now is more like the promotion of your theme, because in fact, once you finish to do your CSS file, which is over here, so to say, you don't have much to do in order to create your plugin. The next big step is about how to index your plugin on the marketplace, your theme on the marketplace. And that's what is part of the following documentation that you can find over here, which is called distributing your plugin. Distributing your plugin on the marketplace so that your theme is available to anyone is not difficult at all. There are two main things that you need to perform. The first thing is to have a GitHub account. So GitHub is kind of the place where people are contributing, sharing their code, and so on. So here I have my account, and I have some repositories. And so this is for free. You can create your repository over here, and then you need to upload all your files of your theme on it in order after that to have a hook in order to call the marketplace of Matomo and be able to index it. The example that I would like to show you is this one. I'm going to see if I can cheat and steal some rounded corner here. No, unfortunately, I didn't do it here. But so the theme that you have over here on GitHub that I created, which is from Harry Potter, I call it the famous snake house, is now available on the marketplace of Matomo. So you just need to go plugin.matomo.org, and if you go on Matomo 5, okay, if you click on theme, you see over here you have the theme that I created. And so once you have your GitHub account, the next big thing that you need to have within your plugin is what we call the plugin.json file. So that's the one that you can find. So here, if I just go back over here. So as previously said, style sheets is where you edit your theme, and plugin.json file is in fact the file which is used in order to index your plugin on the marketplace of Matomo in addition to the GitHub account created. So where you need to pay attention here is the name of your plugin. If it's composed of words that Matomo dislikes, such as Matomo, Piwik, I think analytics, or maybe some other words, it won't work. So here it will work written as this. Then you need to precise the version for Matomo for it to be supported, one version at a time. Where you can make some mistake as well is dealing with the keyword. You need to double quote each keyword, comma, space, double quote, next keyword, and so on and so forth. And if you do so, so if you well complete this given file, so if you are in lack of inspiration, you can just go on any plugin of the marketplace, and then once you are there, you can just go on the GitHub account of it and just, let's say, not copy and paste the file, but see how it has been written so that you can ensure that you are doing the same file. Okay, and then as I said, file on GitHub and that you added a hook, so it's over here in settings, and then you go in webhook, and then you mention over here the URL that the Matomo team is asking you to use. So that's the one, develop. So everything is written over here, okay, step by step in order to index the plugin. All the part dealing with how to fill in the plugin.json file. And then you put your plugin on GitHub, as I just explained. Then you add the webhook, which is just taking out this URL and putting it into Matomo. And then you can publish your release. So if you go back over here, oops. Okay, so this is the place where I put all my plugin. As far as I click on over here on releases, and that I draft a new release, then that's going to work. Okay. I don't know, maybe I'm going to make an example so that it's... so first of all, we have now a new theme, which is, well, honestly, let's be a bit crazy and let's do something not very intelligent, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm going to open a recent file, not this one. Oh, I wanted to open up my Burger King file. Let's play it like this. So ls sudo give me temp.less file. Let's imagine that I would like to put my Burger King temp on. I can just go like this. I go over here in my plugin, and I can in fact simply just change the content of this file. So that's going to be a bit rubbish, but you know, sometimes you need to take some risk. Oops. In order to show that something works. So I'm going to commit the change just for Matomo camp. Okay, I commit it. Okay, just paste this over here. So now my commit has been made. So release. And I'm going to create a new release of my work. So I'll draft a new release. So I'm just going to choose a tag. So that's a new version. So v apps v1.0.2. Okay. vcatem. Okay. Reverse it later on. Reverse it later. Okay, and then I can publish it. So now normally, if things has been properly done, if you go on matomo.org and that you download my theme, the famous snake house, you should get in fact the theme from Burger King. So let's go back now on my Matomo instance. So if I want to change the theme, pick up the, I will go over here. I will install the theme from the marketplace. Oops. Okay, the famous snake house. That's the one. Oops, I can install it. Okay. Yeah, maybe. No. Okay. That's the one. Okay, so I activate the theme, fingers crossed. Yeah, so it doesn't work. Unfortunately, it didn't pick up the Burger King theme. I guess what happened is this is the slicing themes from Harry Potter. So I guess what happened is that maybe the hook wasn't working, or maybe there's a delay in order for the right theme to be picked up. But normally, as I make the release right now, it should have picked up the right one. So I'm just gonna maybe look over here to see version GitHub. Yeah, I should check my email to see if the JSON file has been rejected or not. But I guess you get the idea, right? So simple theme is created just by editing CSS file. If you don't know your colors, you can easily ask to ChatGPT to generate them. Then you save your file, and then you need to upload this on GitHub. You need to take care of the plugin .json file by filling it properly. Then you add your webhook, you create your release, and normally it should be listed on matomo.org and the marketplace quite fast just after. And then you can start to communicate about it. So to say now, you should have at least all the theoretical key in order to be able to create your own themes and reaching hundreds of new themes for Matomo, because it's kind of straightforward and easy to perform. That's everything that I had to show for today. I'm a bit disappointed to show you the Burger King theme, but I guess it's probably a matter of time. I'm going to check my email to see what's going on. I leave it to you, Thomas, if there's any questions.
So first, thank you for the interesting presentation. And in the chat is no question, but it's a comment from Ronan. Hello. He means that the marketplace updates. Matomo makes own zip of your files and uploaded them. That's the problem with the delay publishing. That's the reason maybe why it's working on the end. Yeah.
No worries. I'm going to take back the lead here. Sorry, I just received a message from the marketplace, so I know what. That's my mistake. So I'm coming back. Can you see back the screen?
I see the GitHub. Yes.
Okay, and I forgot that I have as well something very important to show you, which is coming from Ronan. So in fact, the issue is over here. I need, in fact, to change this part over here in the let's say in this on this given file. Oops. Well, anyway, I wish I would know setting up your web editor. So in fact, the issue is that I already had a version 0.1.0, so I need to change this one and put this, and then it's normally good to go. But I will to do it in not real time next time it's happening. Just one last thing, and it's good that Ronan sent a comment. I just would like to introduce you another way to create some themes, which have been introduced by Ronan thanks to a plugin that he developed, which is named Code Injector, which allows you to, in fact, use your own custom style within the backend of Matomo, so as any other code injection. So all you need to do is to go on the marketplace of Matomo and install the plugin named Code Injector. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Code Injector here on Activate. So that's another way to create some themes. This will be totally different because it's written in the same way. So it works like this. So you go within the settings, and so you're gonna get something which is named Code Injector, which is over here. And yeah, we're gonna make it fun. I'm just gonna ask to ChatGPT. That's gonna be the last demo. Please write me Matomo camp theme based on this file. So I hope that ChatGPT knows what Matomo camp is about. Okay, great. So it's going to write me now the theme. I don't know why, but it's still adding me the pumpkin stuff and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Why is he adding me pumpkin stuff? Because that was for more Halloween theme. Okay, it's just doing rubbish here. Okay. Sorry, just one last test. Write me a CSS file about, I don't know, Germany, for example, about Germany for my Matomo instance. CSS file. Theme. Okay, great. So now it's generating things. Okay, let's see how it goes. So that you can copy it, and then you can go over here. You can paste it. You just need to add the style part in order to indicate that that's going to be CSS. Oops. I guess we're going to get a bit of conflict, but it's okay. Oops, and I save it. Okay, and now if I refresh, I should have a theme of Germany. So let's see how German theme look like. Mostly based on black. I do not see any. I still get some remaining codes which are.
So maybe we run out of time. I have two simple questions. For me, it's very interesting because. But what are the limitations of my theming? So I can create with the ChatGPT and can switch the colors and so on. But can I also add, for example, JavaScript with ChatGPT, or can I change the layout, the fonts, and so on? Is this also possible?
Yeah. I didn't show it for the font because sometimes as the font are not supported, you need to download them and install them within the plugin. But yeah, definitely for Harry Potter, for example, if you want to get the Harry Potter font or similar within your plugin, you need to download them and then add them within your plugin and then call them within your CSS file. So this is not big deal. Dealing with the JavaScript, there's a way to do it within the theme. So you just need to look at the documentation of Matomo to do it. If you want to do it with the plugin of Ronan, so Code Injector, JavaScript is not an issue at all because the Code Injector has been created not only for CSS, but for any programming language in the client, such as JavaScript. So yeah, of course, you can use JavaScript to fix some bugs, for example.
And maybe the second question, which is interesting for for the people, when I change, for example, my themes, now is Matomo 5 is in the near next time the update on Matomo 5. Is it possible to take my Matomo 4 template to Matomo 5? Is it complicated to change this? Maybe you can say one to a sentence about this.
No, there's no change to make, or at least not in the code. You just need to change this file named plugin.json file, because if the lines of code are not aligned with the versions in the plugin.json file, this is where it breaks. So in the plugin.json file, you get one line which is called require Matomo, and then it explains the version of Matomo that you need to have. For example, higher than version 5 and lower than version 6. Here, if you put, let's say, available for version 4 and 6, it won't work. So just need to stick it with one single version, and then that's fine. So let's imagine that your theme works for 4, and you would like to push it on version 5. You just need to change this given line within the plugin.json file, and it will work fine. So it's not like a plugin where you get multiple files in which you can get some conflict. For the theme, it's kind of straightforward. It's just a CSS file. So there's no issue at all if you want to increase the version of the theme.
Great. Yeah, now I think we ran out of time. Yes, Ronan, it was a great pleasure to hear this presentation from you.
My pleasure.
And so I will stop.